If anyone is looking for me, I'll be over there. Way over there. Nowhere close to this disappointment. Because, really, this is a disappointment. I came here looking for fun, for comedy, to have a laugh. But this is like opening a smartly wrapped Christmas gift and finding a greasy, stinky turkey leg from 1982. And not even a good turkey. That was the year Aunt Carol got one from that truck on the side of I-80 9 days before Thanksgiving. Yeah, that kind of disappointment. So, thanks for the gift. This is Funny People Talking.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Funny People Talking. I'm one of your hosts, Marc Raco, and with me, as usual, is my good friend. Let's say you're not French today, Danielle Beckmann.
Great, Danielle Beckmann. Hi, thanks,
Thank you
Mark.
for repeating it and reinforcing your name for me.
Yes. I got a slate.
Hi, I'm Danielle Beckmann. I'm 5'5".
Yep.
From Los Angeles, and
I'm actually 5'4 3/4", same height as Tina
So
Fey. How did you know that I was nearly 5'5"?
because I'm obsessed with Tina Fey,
Okay.
and I
go.
look at you, size you up, and say she's so close, it's got to be close.
Yes. I just won at life. That's amazing.
Not actually it, but I am obsessed with Tina Fey.
I know,
but
she's the
in
best.
the healthiest of professional.
I got to
of
see
ways.
Mean Girls last month.
Wow, how
It
was
was
that?
so good.
So that's a Broadway show based on the movie.
Yes.
She wrote both.
Unbelievable.
Good
yes.
for her.
It
What
was,
doesn't she do?
I don't know. We should get her on and ask her.
Can I just tell you
What?
how much that would accomplish in my life?
I know.
You don't. A story for another day.
Right. Oh, okay.
My 5 near misses with Tina Fey. Okay.
I recall that now.
Thank you. So it's a story for a past day, apparently.
Yes.
So, anyway, so good to see you. And with us, of course, is our producer, Elsie. Hi, Elsie.
Hey, how's it going?
Elsie asked me, how's it going?
That's really.
What happened?
Wow.
Did you win the lottery today? Are you like in a super good mood?
No, I just slipped.
Oh my God.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you for slipping. It made me feel good for about 2 seconds.
Mark,
until-
she only asked you. She didn't ask me. So there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Typical.
So that's right. Typical.
Sorry.
Anyway, it's nice to see you,
Thank
Elsie.
you.
You're welcome. You're matched. You matched today. Your purple colored glasses match a kind of lavender sweater or something. You're all matchy today. So
Yep.
all right. Anyway, moving on. I'm proud to say that and pleased to say that we have a guest in the studio today as usual. He is Mark Normand. He is a comedian extraordinaire, very successful comedian who's gone from being a comedian embryo all
Yes.
the way up to
I knew him
doing-
since
to the-
embryo.
I know.
Maybe.
To the big leagues, and he's taken a few minutes out of his busy, serious schedule to do this stupid show. So anyway, thank you for joining us, Mark.
Hey, good to be here. Nah, I wouldn't call it stupid. You got a great studio. I had a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
2 lovely ladies. One possibly pissed off. But
He's talking about me. It's okay.
yeah.
Great. I'm not sure why you called me a lady, but
Oh, these 2 ladies and then a gentleman in the middle.
thank you. The gentleman in the middle, as I
Yes.
shall henceforth be called. So, all right. So we're going to learn all about Mark and his career and what he thinks is funny. And as he is a real life funny person talking,
He is.
as per the name of the show.
I think.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we've got a great show in store. We're going to play a brand new improv game. We're going to get to know
Ooh.
Mark, another nerd tip in a moment from Danielle, and a couple things that I got to get off my chest. And I'm pretty sure that Danielle has a story that she's been waiting to share. So I promise you, no disappointment in this particular show. And I want to let you know that our game today, a brand new game, as I mentioned, is called Famous Last Words. And I promise you it will not disappoint. But before we get to the nerd tip, I do have a question for you, Danielle.
Yes, Mark.
I really would like to understand. I noticed you walking around full fisted, but both fists filled with bags of goldfish. Like water, and then there's like goldfish swimming in them.
Not
Yeah.
the cracker.
Not the cracker.
No, that's
that
what I
would be-
pictured.
See, that would be clearer.
He obviously missed me earlier.
Although if they were
Yeah.
in water, that would be very strange.
True.
What is the reason you're carrying around not cracker goldfish?
Well, I misinterpreted something. You know, I'm from California, so
Yes.
you know about the gold rush
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 49.
and ye old gold rush. Yes.
Yes.
And someone told me gold was on the rise, kind of like a Bitcoin situation, but gold. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I should get in on this. But I misheard. I thought they said goldfish.
Goldfish were on the rise?
So I went. Yeah, I went to my local pet
You
store
must have been
in
so
Brooklyn.
pleased how accessible they were. And
Oh my God, so cheap. But the problem is like you said, I didn't get the water. I just got the fish itself.
I know.
It's kind of a goldfish graveyard now. But
It's a short window
but
of
I
opportunity,
learned.
really.
Yeah, and I learned listening is important.
When did you-
goldfish gold?
Yeah.
You know, I got it.
As I interrupt you.
Yes, I'm listening.
Thank you. I want to know, what was the moment like that you realized your error?
Oh, when the smell began.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
What-
The distinct
how-
smell.
How far was that from the moment you left the pet store or wherever you bought?
Maybe like a solid 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah, when I got back home. And here's the thing, my roommate hates fish. Like she hates salmon, she hates
Even
tilapia.
more now, probably.
Oh no, and I feel really bad. Good thing they're gone for the week.
I know, because you figure like 3 hours, it could have been a sushi opportunity. But
Right.
once you pass
I
like that
missed
3
it.
hours, it's like,
I could have filleted those little things.
I know.
Oh, I feel so bad now.
I know. They died for
Well,
nothing.
that's my mess up. Gold
Well,
rush.
It's on you,
goldfish.
Danielle. Yes.
I know.
so
What are you gonna do?
close.
Now it's a gold flush.
Comedian in the house, everybody.
No, but he's right. I flushed him down the toilet.
As you do.
How many per flush?
We're not going to talk
You
about
can
that.
knock out
I had-
10 in a flush.
Well,
I
the
bet.
plumber
Can you?
Oh.
Yeah, it
wait,
was
you got the
bad.
plumber off?
It was
All
bad. Oh, I just got that. I'm very slow. You know, I need to listen more, Mark. Did you hear? Hey, Mark. Which Mark am I talking to? We
I
don't
know. So I know that's going to be tough for this thing.
I know.
don't even
Raco?
It is Raco.
Well,
yeah.
let's call you Raco. That's a cool
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
maybe
we
for this
just,
episode.
since this is my show, maybe we call you Norman.
There you
Or,
go.
yeah,
There
we
you
can
go.
do that.
Maybe because this is my show.
That's right. It is your show.
Do you know
Danielle.
what? My middle name is Elise,
Really?
which sometimes people think is Elsie,
Mm.
which is weird.
Really?
Elsie, do people ever call you Elise?
No.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, I
Well,
asked.
no. I mean, I feel, let's give her credit. You question asked and answered.
I know.
There was
I know.
no need to elaborate. She
No.
gave an efficient, straight line between 2 points answer.
Yeah, I know. And I do love your lavender sweater.
I swear,
You're welcome.
I swear you were gonna. I thought you were saying you do love her laugh, and I was like, when did you hear
What
that?
are you talking
So,
about?
what are you talking about? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get started with the show. Before we do,
Yeah.
Danielle, do you have a nerd tip for us today?
I do. I wanted to share about soulgeek.com.
Soul Geek,
Yeah.
like
so-
SOUL.
Yeah, SOUL. I've been finding a lot of these nerdy niche dating sites,
Mm.
and I just kind of love what they're doing. They're really going for it. They've
Now,
created a niche
are you on the
place.
prowl, or are you just sort of curious
I'm
what's out there?
definitely not on the prowl.
Okay.
So, but for anyone out there listening, hey, it's good to check out. They call it a cyber home for geek dating, and you go on and you get like a quick scan for your soul geek. So you just enter some really quick information.
Is that to vet you to determine you're really a geek?
I guess so. Yeah,
Or
yeah,
nerd?
yeah. I get, but okay,
Is
but
the
it.
same thing as a geek and a nerd?
Well,
the same thing?
it covers, it says, do you geek out over sci-fi, horror, fantasy, animation, anime, and comics? Are you a nerd for video games, conventions, cosplay, and more? Then this is 100% free geek dating site for you. So I don't know. It's
do you
kind
have
of
to pay
cool.
if you don't care about those things?
What? I guess it's free. I mean, OkCupid's free.
Yeah.
Like there are
How do they
legit
make money?
sites.
Is there like it's a what do you call
There's
it?
ads on there.
Premium or freemium?
Freemium. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I guess you can get a free subscription.
And then there's like an upcharge if you want additional services.
Maybe, yeah.
Hence the word freemium.
Maybe if you want to unlock the other part of the dating site, which I don't know. That's like the cosplay part. You know, I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
Bill Cosby?
Furries, maybe. No.
Wrong site.
But there's a couple other sites like Plenty of Geeks, Match Geeks, and Trek Dating is one of them, which I thought you would find funny. There's a Trek dating site.
I'm not surprised about that.
I know.
But
anyway, it's cool.
I like that. That's awesome. I wonder if there's any underrepresented people out there, you know, that are like lesser appreciated like sci-fi shows. You know, like there's like Christmas cartoons out there that nobody watches because it's just
like
not
the claymation
enough.
ones.
Yeah, like Smurf Christmas or something like that like doesn't get the airplay that like Rudolph does. You know what I mean? And like so, there's lesser people appreciating that. Let's say. I don't even know if there's a Smurf
if you
Christmas
do
special,
a little digging, I would say
that there is.
I
one?
would say there's going to be niche. There's probably a Smurf dating site as well.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely.
Probably.
Blue balls.
That's what it's called. Blueballs. But it's actually .gov.
.net.
Blueballs.gov.
There you go.
Yeah, they couldn't get the .com.
No, that's taken.
.edu.
There you go.
That's the site for the West Wing. Anyway,
so you don't have to be alone, is what I'm trying to say.
me personally.
Let's go really deep.
Yes.
No,
okay.
I'm talking about the royal you. You, all you out there.
Okay.
By the way, the Smurfette must have really gotten a lot of heat because she's the only lady on the show. I mean, she really got her pick of the litter there.
Talk about Me Too.
Yes.
Hey, I gotta go
Me
back
Blue.
and rewatch.
No, don't watch.
Hashtag Me Blue. That was one that
Me
went
Blue.
underappreciated
Oh
under the
my
radar.
God.
Little
I didn't see-
side
I
comment. That was a
missed
good
it.
one, man.
Thanks.
Hashtag Me Blue. Smurfette issues.
legit.
Yeah, that's really fun. You know, that's something we don't really appreciate is like Me Too in the fictional world.
I think it's
Lieutenant
starting.
O'Hara, please.
Or
Hello?
Pepe Le
Chapel.
Pew.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that guy was a bastard.
The whole show is a Me Too, yeah.
Oh my God.
You know, I wonder, Sylvester was a male. Wasn't Tweety Bird a female?
No,
No.
Tweety's
It's a boy.
Tweety's a boy?
Yeah.
That
Looks
was
like a
just
female, though.
that was just
questionable.
edible. Like he just wanted to eat.
He's just
the
cute.
cat.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah. No, Tweety. My dad corrected me when I was young.
You thought it
He
was
was
a girl
like,
too?
Tweety Bird is a man. And I was like, oh God.
This was an actual conversation you had
With my
your
dad,
father?
yeah.
Life
Wow.
lessons.
He is a cartoon enthusiast.
Ah.
But it sounds more like
Yeah.
he's a cartoon.
Gender Nazi?
My
Mark Norman, everybody.
Nancy, no, Dad, I love you.
Okay,
He will be listening.
my
'cause he
dad's
loves
not
me.
a Nazi. All right, so
We are German. Okay,
how about
sorry.
we get started with the show? Danielle, can
Hey.
you tell me to start the show, please?
Mark,
Yeah.
I think it's time for you to start the show.
From the Mouth Media Network studios in New York City, and from the same people who brought you Monkey Radio with Mark, this is Funny People Talking with Marc Raco, Danielle Beckmann, and Elsie.
All right, so we are here with Mark Norman, an incredible comedian. Now, do you prefer, Mark, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
do you prefer comic or comedian or some other term? Typically?
I don't care.
It doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
Is it the same thing? Is it genuinely mean the same thing?
I think comic is more stand-up comic, but comedian, like Will Ferrell, will be called a comedian.
Because
Right.
he writes,
'Cause
because he
he-
produces.
He's
and-
in comedy, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
so
sense.
he could never do stand-up, by the way. He tried it and he failed. Stand-up
Oh my
is
God.
a weird thing.
I
It's
have
like its
so
own
much in
animal.
common with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Wow.
There
You
you go.
practically are Will Ferrell.
Okay. Wow. Thanks. I don't think so, but wow. No, but I agree with that
Where's your
because,
cowbell?
pardon?
Nothing.
Pardon. But I would say Danielle Beckmann,
Yes.
as an actress, could also sub that out for I'm also a comedian.
Right.
Because I do comedically timed things, etc. And then a comic, you're right. It's more limiting. Not in a bad way.
Now, how about let's go another level here. I'm interested in both of your opinions on this. Seriously. Should female comedians be called comediennes, IENNE, the same way like you have actors and actresses, and I know many female actors prefer the term actor because in their mind, and I understand this thinking, there is no female version of. It's not like you call a race car driver that's a woman a driverette.
Right.
So why an actress? I mean, I know that's what where the language has been, but the fact that you have women now, modern professional women that still call themselves, as you did, an actress, and I'm not picking on you.
I did, yeah.
And I know female comics or comedians who do refer to themselves as a comedienne.
Yes.
Comedienne, whatever, however you say it. A comedienne.
Comedienne. Would you introduce your female friends who are comics as a comedienne?
No, I
don't
would just
think
go,
so.
hey, his next comic, whatever, you've seen her on this, seen her on that.
Yeah.
Say her name. I would just say comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, it's the same thing as like a waiter or a waitress. We don't really do that anymore. It's just like, your server will be right with you.
Server sounds worse than all of them.
I think so too. I don't like that. I mean,
yeah.
I want like a culinary attendant.
Well, it's all about
That
the
sounds nice.
correcting. No one really cares. No one really gives a shit. Everybody's lying.
Huge tip, call me whatever you want.
Yeah,
right?
but we just have to change it. Even if the name sounds worse, like little people sounds worse to me than midget. I'd rather be called a midget than a little person. I'm
But
not
it is
one.
PC,
But
right?
it's PC, but it's just about like, hey, we got to change. We got to do something about this. If I was a black guy, just call me black guy. I don't want to be called African American. What if I'm Canadian?
But why
what
do
if I'm
we
British?
Why do we have to classify though? That's an interesting theory. Why do we have to refer to a person as a little person at all?
Because
They're
it
just a person.
shows that you're somewhat compassionate or
No,
aware.
whether it's midget, little person, or whatever.
You're
I'm saying,
saying a
why does there
label.
have to be?
Label.
Yeah, why label them? Thank you, Elsie.
Well, because people have differences. Why call him a Nazi and him a Jew? They're different.
That's very true.
That's all exactly
You know what?
the same
Touche
thing.
on that. But
Well, I'm just
no,
saying,
but
we
it's,
have to have names for things.
I'm a brunette. Why am I brunette?
Yeah.
So when I walk in a room, my hair reflects the color of brown, sometimes
Yes.
red, sometimes gray.
That's how language works.
But also, I was going to
That's
say,
fair.
back to language, I was going to say, many of there's this linguist named John McWhorter, and he speaks about how a lot of the language in English that would be feminine versus masculine, aka actor, actress, et al., is a distinction and a differentiation that was demanded by women. Mostly.
Ah, interesting.
And this is not like a blanket statement, but in many certainties, women wanted the distinction, so they started to create and normalize those sorts of labels.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be a feminine lady, but I'm also gonna be like super kick-ass and great, and sometimes I call myself an actor, sometimes I call myself an
There you
actress.
go.
It's weird. It's great.
I
Depends
call
on the
myself
circumstance.
comedienne sometimes.
You
As you
really
should.
should tonight. Can
Yeah,
you?
it's on look on my Twitter. It says Mark Norman, comedienne.
E-N-N-E.
Does it really?
Yeah, check it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so see, we didn't realize we were.
We
paying
stalked
attention.
you, but not good enough.
Right. Please.
It's
Stalk
interesting.
away.
It's interesting too that certain language patterns or choices, certain cultural things hang on over a long period of time. Like for example, you know why? I'm sure you do, but I'm wondering if you do, Mark. You know why women's buttons are on the other side from men's?
No, do tell.
It's actually because it used to be that women would dress other women, and they would be doing it from the other side.
How about
And so
that?
for them, that was the way that they were able actually to do it. And even though that doesn't happen very much anymore, it still has
Tradition.
stuck in the tradition of fashion.
Why were they dressing each other? Why can't they put their own
Think
clothes
like
on?
Downton Abbey time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Or
Have you ever
any
watched
other
the show?
scenario
I
that
have.
makes you feel good. So
Okay.
Well, and I would imagine that even if a man had a valet or something and was being dressed, I would imagine that
is that the proper
very-
pronunciation of valet?
It is, darling.
No,
valet.
that was new to me.
But I would imagine that he, on the finishing touch, would button his own button.
Yeah. I
Just
don't want
saying.
anybody-
Just curious.
Although if you're very rich, you have a person just to do that.
oh my god,
The
yeah.
final button.
a button
person.
boy.
Gold
a button
button, goldfish.
Although that sounds a little like it could be something else. I'm not sure. But I love extra touches like that. It makes me think the other day, I'm going to segue a little bit here.
Extra touches.
The-
I'm sorry.
The extra touches.
Okay, Mark.
Well, that's a whole
keep
other
going.
person for that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my God. Downton Abbey.
Back to, I've actually never watched Downton Abbey.
Mark,
I know.
you gotta watch
I've also
it.
never watched Game of Thrones.
I haven't either.
I haven't either. Elsie, have you?
Nope.
Oh my God,
All
we're all
right.
GOT
Maybe
virgins.
we need to have a group viewing and then talk about it.
No.
No, you don't want to
I'm
run it?
scared.
Are you scared of getting
It's
into
just
it?
too long.
I don't have that kind of time to commit.
I am working on my own epic adventure.
Yeah, I know
You
you
know.
are. You are.
Yeah, I hear you. And I hate
I love
fantasy.
that.
Anything fantastical, I can't handle. It's
Oh,
too much.
you don't? Yeah, you're
I
not
know.
into it. It's not
No.
your thing.
No, it's not. It doesn't exist. Give me
I-
a movie about a guy with a job or a car. That
Or,
I can
or
get
no
behind.
job.
You know,
That's
Or no
real.
job. That's
Yes.
fair.
Why does
Yeah.
everything have to have extra?
Yeah, well,
Why
I
is-
mean, I get it. It's cool, like Harry Potter. It's cool and it's
Yeah,
imagination and fun. But it's like, I watch it and I go, what's the point? I'm getting nothing out of this.
Yeah, we don't watch Harry Potter every week. You got to watch something like, Game of Thrones. But the people that, look, we have our shows, I'm sure all collectively, that we think are amazing, and we don't understand why everybody else isn't as excited about this. And
It's true.
I felt like that about shows like, let's say, Breaking Bad, for example.
Love it.
I think
That was
such
a mass hit, though.
Yeah, that's true.
They're making a movie.
I'm so
Oh,
excited
my
about
God.
that.
Wow.
Do you watch the
Yeah.
Better Call Saul?
I've gotten into a few. I like the guy. What's his face? Saul.
Yeah.
What's his name?
What is
better
that
call him.
actor's name?
Jimmy.
What?
No.
No, that's not
You
his
mean
name.
his real name?
His real name?
Bob Odenkirk.
Thank you.
Oh, Bob
Odenkirk.
Odenkirk.
I like
Elsie.
that guy. He's good.
Elsie
He's
for the
funny.
win. I was in a wedding in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and half the wedding party worked on Better Call Saul.
That's
because
awesome.
the people getting married were in film.
Did you maneuver that for your benefit in some way?
Yeah, I said, please tell me about Better Call Saul.
Put me in it.
Please cast me in
Yeah,
Better
why
Call
not?
Saul.
Oh, well, that's better,
not
yeah.
my genre.
I
Did you guys
know.
notice?
No,
Anyway,
you know what my genre is? When they pay me.
there you go.
That's I'm every time I'll
Anything? Gay porn?
no.
Ah.
I actually was cast not in gay porn. I was cast in a movie in which it was a starring part, and they cast me as a paying role and everything like that. And then when I got the script, I saw that there was an actual nude scene. It had something like skinny.
And they
dipping in
didn't
the
tell you
pool.
before?
They said, like, are you okay with nudity? And you don't know what that means, and sometimes it can mean like you flash your butt, and I wasn't like sure. I was just like, well, let me see the script. It was like
Yeah.
an opportunity, and I saw the script and I was like, no, this is like full-fledged, you never come back from this kind of nudity. And I was like, look, if it was, I'm not saying I will do nudity. I'm saying that it would take a much more serious opportunity than that.
Of course.
For me to do, like Steven Spielberg's like, you're the guy I've been looking for to star in this movie, but there's a
Yeah.
mild nude scene. I would at least think about it.
I think that
Yes.
we all have that breaking point.
Yeah.
You're in the Harvey Weinstein biopic.
Yeah.
Directed by Spielberg.
I think it's pronounced biopic.
Oh, crap.
Isn't it though?
It's weird you said that. I literally wondered that this morning. I literally wondered that exact thing because
Wow.
I always say biopic,
Yeah.
but I looked at it. I was
But
like,
see,
maybe
biopic makes
because
so
they're
much more sense.
going to be making one about Amy Winehouse.
Oh.
They just sold the rights. The family just sold the rights for it, and they're going to do a biopic on Amy Winehouse.
You should ask Elsie. You seem to be like,
knowing thing.
yeah, you're the.
Aren't you looking it up?
I am ready.
So let her to give you the answer.
Elsie likes to delegate.
Did you hear that?
No, what? It's biopic?
Biopic.
Well, if
Biopic.
the
For the
computer
win.
voice said it, it must be right.
Yeah, but those are always off. Those little
Yeah.
pronunciations are a little kooky.
How dare they? They're
I
supposed to be
know.
the pronunciation.
I know.
They are who we choose to lead.
Oh my god.
So
Anyway.
I wanted to mention when we said about extras, button boys, and all those
Ah.
things.
Oh right.
I took an Uber the other day and had a very what did you say, Elsie?
What did you say? Did you say butt boys?
No, button boy.
Oh,
That was the gay porn he was in.
that's
That-
what I-
Butt boy.
This is a comeback. This
Oh
is
my
a
goodness.
a new
Call back.
Call. Thank you.
Yes, that's okay.
Come back with Lisa Kudrow. Or another gay porn.
That was a good show, the Lisa Kudrow show.
Yeah, it was
Come
good.
back. Okay. I took an Uber the other day.
Quit
and-
bragging.
I know. And the guy had, first of all, when we opened the trunk to like put a bunch of equipment in it, his trunk was just filled with groceries.
Oh.
Most of it soda, cans of soda. And I was like, how much soda does this guy drink? I mean, seriously, the trunk is full, but we made room.
Yeah.
Then we got in his car and he offered us bananas.
Ooh, I like that.
Then
Instead
he
of
kept
a water.
offering us different, I know. Then he started offering us candy. Like,
Oh no.
like, now, first of all, you have to understand, like, if I were to go to like a client's house and they like baked cookies, I can't bring myself to eat them. I'm kooky that way. Like,
Why not?
Yeah, you say
Free
no.
cookie.
I would typically, maybe now I'd be a little better about it. But what I'm saying is, but a stranger offering me candy or bananas in his car is weird. That wasn't
That is weird.
that wasn't
It is
the
odd.
weird part.
But at least they're both wrapped.
was
Candy
gonna
is
say.
wrapped and a banana is sealed.
Yeah.
You know, in the movies, like you see a funny scene where someone's like, candy? No. Cookie? No. Milk? No. Hot dog? No. You know, it's like, it was almost exactly like that because we're like,
Oh my god.
do you want a banana? No. How about some candy? No. How about this candy? No. Have some candy. Like, we're like, seriously, no freaking candy.
Wow, weird.
It was so weird.
Wow.
And this went on for like 8 minutes.
I would have eaten all of it.
Yeah. Was it Starburst chocolate? What are we looking at?
Yeah.
Kit Kats. and,
Caramel.
like,
Oh, this is good
That's
stuff.
like Halloween.
but it was I don't know what
It was
it was
spooky.
so weird. First of all, he seemed a little too eager to give away his candy. Who gives their candy
You know what?
away
He wants
other than Halloween?
a high rating.
Yeah, he does.
I
Yeah.
know.
Was he a 5.0?
No.
Are you sure? Maybe this is
I
why.
don't. Maybe this
If
is
he
why.
was a
Because it's like, you gotta
5.0,
let
he'd
it
give
go.
up the candy bit.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh my god,
it
bananas!
was so odd. It really was quite odd.
How
And-
long was the ride?
Unfortunately, it was way too long. It was a night of a winter storm, and
Oh, no.
it took us for. Oh, by the way, we had to go. Now, for those who may listen that don't live in a place like New York, usually if you go like 4 blocks and say an Uber, it should be like $6 or $5, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 4 to 10 blocks.
So we were going what was the equivalent of 3 blocks and then 3 avenues.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but in a storm.
Guess how much the Uber cost?
Well, you're going to have a surge going.
It was
'cause
a
it's
surge because of the
storm.
storm. $26.
I was going to say 28.
Okay.
Oh.
Someone at this event told me, no lie, the quote they got for an Uber from Chelsea, Manhattan, which for those who don't live here is kind of like around a third from the bottom of Manhattan. kind
Yeah,
of.
it's this top of the bottom third.
To go
I
to
would say.
Brooklyn, guess how much the quote was?
108.
88.
Mark is the closest. It was over $300.
Come on.
Wait.
Swear.
What?
This is what I was told.
Ubers, they're
and-
screwing up. They're slipping. They used to be the cheap option to
Yeah.
the cab.
Well, I'm wondering if there's someone going like, watch this, Bob. Watch how much we can get for this thing.
Yeah, just click, click,
It's
click.
and the thing is I wonder if someone paid it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably.
there's a lot of rich people there. Like, I just want to get home. You know, It's like,
Yeah.
I can't put my Jimmy Choos in the snow.
Or
know?
you can have your own car service.
I'll tell you,
At
that's
that
one of the
point.
things I would do. Like if I was filthy wealthy, having my own car and a driver
2019
would
goals.
absolutely be one of those things I would do.
Yeah.
I know someone who has a Bentley that drives it into Manhattan every day to go to work. And
Jeez.
he does all his phone calls out of his Bentley every day.
Must
Yeah.
be nice.
There you
I
go.
know. And I'm like,
And then he's now starting to drive for Uber, right?
wouldn't that be the coolest thing?
You get picked
What-
up in
what's,
a Bentley.
what's the coolest Uber car you ever got in?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it was after a Tinder date.
Oh, boy.
The night that Robin Williams died.
Oh.
I don't know why I'm remembering this vividly.
Well, sure.
Anyway, it was a Cadillac. Yeah, it was a Cadillac SUV.
Yeah.
It was a Uber XL, Uber Black, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got picked up in a Tesla once in Minneapolis, and that was pretty sweet.
Oh, see, that's because it wasn't New York.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
nice.
It was very nice.
Now I want to know what you thought about because I've been in Tesla too. I've been driven in
love
a
a good
Tesla
Tesla.
before. I'm interested. I'll reserve my thoughts, good or bad, and I'm interested in what your impression was of being in a Tesla.
It was very slick, very sleek. The white leather back seat was beautiful. And it was one of those kind of leather where if it had a scuff, you could just wipe it and it would go away. The screen was huge.
The screen.
Yeah.
It was crazy. You could play. It was like a Pac-Man screen, you know. And the driver was so obsessed with it, and he was like, "Watch how fast I can go. I can get the engine running real hot, real quick, you know." And he got on the highway, and so he was like really showing it to me, and it was cool. But I'd never want one.
The Tesla.
Yeah, it was really smooth and a great ride, and you could tell it was a great car. And it uses like very little gas, and it never needs a tune-up, never needs an oil change. It's the future, but I wouldn't want one.
Gotcha.
My cousin has one.
Yeah.
He lives in Cupertino, works at Apple.
There you go. You
There
got to
you
have one
go.
out there.
I did think
The
it was
screen, though. Oh
the
my
screen's
crazy.
amazing. I know. I did personally. I was surprised. I felt like the car was kind of cheap. Like I felt like everything was like plastic. Like you open the door and it felt like everything was made of
The
plastic.
door is
Have
really
you ever
cool
been in
to
a
open.
Yeah.
Tesla or seen a Tesla?
No.
Elsie?
No.
Tesla? I couldn't see her name once I said
Tesla.
Yeah.
Telsey?
Chelsea. Yeah.
Tesla.
Hey,
Maybe if you order an Uber tonight, one will just magically appear.
I was
How
in
cool
a
would that be?
fleet of Teslas for another show that I'm on Mouth Media Network. We were asked to go down and speak to offices of Congress about the fashion industry, actually, and they the group that had invited us down had a fleet of Teslas rented, I guess, as Ubers or whatever, and they had our show playing on all of the radios and all of the
No, that's
cars.
cool.
It was so cool and it was funny because actually this was one of my little like star moments where I felt
Yeah.
like just a fleeting moment of feeling like that for a second. We got in the car and the guy had been hearing our voices all day because he'd been driving these other people
Yeah.
around. And we got in, he started hearing our voices and he realized it was us. And he
Aw.
wanted a picture with us. And it was just like, we're just some stupid podcast guys. You know what I mean?
That's so
You know what I mean?
cool.
So, I mean,
You didn't have to listen to yourself while in the car, did you?
oh, we absolutely did. That
Oh,
was the most fun.
God, I couldn't. I'd
Oh.
have to get out and walk.
Oh, no, I didn't say that. It wasn't the hearing ourselves we enjoyed. It was the fact that
It was playing in
it
the
was
car.
it was
I hear ya.
dumb. I guess you can always play your podcast in a car.
How
so.
was the sound system?
Oh, it was magnificent. It was
There you
better
go.
than the plastic,
Okay,
whatever.
there you go.
So, what I had my little Uber drive, Danielle. What's been happening with you?
Yeah, what has been happening with me? I wasn't
If I
sure what you
knew.
were talking about.
I'm just speaking generally.
Oh,
I'm trying to not monopolize the show. What about you, Elsie? You have anything?
You can guess what's on my socks.
I'm sorry. You're throwing out a challenge.
Yeah, guess what's on my socks.
So we can't see your socks because you have boots
Because I
on.
just realized I have cool socks today.
So what would be on your socks?
Can you
Let's
give
see.
any sort of hint?
Yeah, any hint that could set us in a general direction.
Is it a shape or is it a human person kind of thing?
It's
a-
an
it a
inanimate
mineral?
object.
Inanimate.
Yeah.
Is it scissors?
No.
Hot dogs,
Close.
burger,
No.
pizza, taco,
It's in the food category, though.
Bacon.
No.
bagel.
I think I should reveal my socks.
I knew there were polka dots.
Ah,
I was gonna
spaghetti.
guess-
Socks are coffee. What is it?
Spaghetti.
Cupcake, spaghetti and meatballs.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
You have spaghetti and meatball socks.
And floating meatballs.
Well, this is pretty riveting.
Those are awesome. And I'd like to
So there's
mention
my.
I am very much in the mood for spaghetti and meatballs right now.
I'm in the mood for feet.
So there you go.
So
That's my contribution. I'm done.
Thank you.
All right.
At least you have matching socks.
All right, coming up, we're going to play a brand new game, and we're going to get to know Mark Norman in every intimate way that's possible to know somebody. Right after this, we will be right back.
Connect with the show at Mouth Media Network or at our website, funnypeopletalking.com. And please, for the love of all that is holy, subscribe to the show and leave us a damn review and a really, really good rating on iTunes. Pretty please? Thank you.
All right. right, it's time for a brand new game. Now, granted, we haven't had that many episodes of this show, but this show is a continuation of the history or universe of Monkey Radio, as those listening may possibly know. So we've played many improv games on the show. This is a new one to us. The show is called Famous Last Words, and the way that it works is this. We are about to get hit by a meteor, unfortunately. Sorry
my God.
inform you about all that.
Okay.
And but there are a number of famous people who also will be getting hit with a meteor, and every one of them is going to have a famous last word. So the challenge here is whoever is receiving is going to receive suggestions of famous people, whether they're celebrities or just known people, or they could be fictitious people too. That's fine. They could be characters, and what their famous last word might be or words might be, knowing that the meteor is coming.
Oh, we make it up.
We make it up.
Okay, got it.
So,
You know, a meteorite is actually a female meteor.
that's a callback, everybody. Nicely done, sir.
Thank you.
Not a meteoress.
All right.
No.
So, Danielle, why don't you and I start this,
Okay.
and then we'll bring Mark and Elsie in on the next round.
Am I giving you the person?
I don't care. Yeah. So so it's kind of like, I think it's just not just one. We should do like a round of a few of them and see what happens.
So am I giving you the
Okay.
famous person?
Sure.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah. Let's see what you got.
There's a meteor or a meteorite coming toward Earth. And you are Dennis Rodman. What are your
Good one. Good choice.
Well, I'm going to pull out my well-known Dennis Rodman impression right now. Just like,
He's wearing a wedding dress.
see, you ruined it there for me.
Oh,
man.
sorry. Were you going to go there?
That's
My
okay.
fault. My
It's
fault.
like,
He could enhance it. Now they have a
could enhance
visual.
it. So why don't I bring my wedding dress? I don't
Sorry.
do Dennis.
My
no,
fault.
I can't. I failed at Dennis Rodman. I can't do Dennis Rodman.
Okay, ready? I'll
Well, it's
give
just
you a
the
new
words.
one.
Doesn't have to be the impression. Just have
Yeah,
to
I
do-
didn't know. Are we doing impression?
I don't know. It's
I
up
can't
to
do
you.
it.
I
Okay,
don't do
cool.
impressions.
Okay, okay.
This is such a train wreck right now.
No, this is good. It's our first
okay.
time.
Yes, I know.
Okay, ready? Okay, there's a meteor coming toward Earth, and famous last words of Billy Crystal.
Oh my gosh.
Should I go easier?
No, I'm. There's just one thing. There's just one thing this meteor is going to do. It's going to hit me in the eye.
Perfect.
I don't know. That's
It was
terrible.
good.
That's just terrible.
That wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't
All
terrible.
right, give me one more.
All right. Okay. The meteor is coming.
I realized I could have done better with Billy Crystal.
Okay, go.
I
Do
did
Billy. Go Billy.
You know what that meteor looks like? It looks like pecan pie.
There it is.
It's a little Harry Met Sally reference there for those of you who've seen the movie. This is definitely the worst part of any episode we've ever done. So try again.
See, we gotta fail big. We
One
gotta
more.
strong
Fail
and wrong.
me big. Fail me big.
Okay, so there's a meteor coming toward Earth, and it's about to hit Amy Poehler. Oh my God! Okay, somebody, I need to give better
All right.
celebrities.
No, you know what? I need to accept the offer. It's
Okay.
improv. I need to accept
Yes,
the offer.
and.
Amy Poehler.
Let's
Okay.
pause for editing.
Hey, Tina, come over here and stand in front of me.
Perfect. There you go.
Take the head of the meteor for me.
I like it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Now we're
Poor
cooking.
Tina Fey.
You know she got the scar?
Oh, see?
From Amy Poehler's meteor meat shield. I don't know.
All right, let's try it. Let's
God, now I gotta be on the hot seat.
This may be a game that doesn't get repeated, but we'll see. Maybe someone will do better than I've done.
This is our premiere
It
time we're
is.
doing this.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so Danielle, are you
Yeah,
ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh God.
A meteor's coming. Lucille Ball, watch out.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's
hey,
it.
Watch out for the meteorite. Oprah.
Okay. You are gonna die, and you're gonna die, and you're gonna die, but Gail and I will be underground in our shelter.
Yes.
Poor Stedman.
Yeah.
And look under your seat for an umbrella.
Am I right, ladies? Okay.
All right. Hey, watch out for that meteorite there, Richard Simmons.
We're gonna kick this meteorite's ass. And 1, 2, 3, and 4, and jiggle it, yeah. That's it.
Much better. She's great. You're great at this.
That's
I think he gave me really good ones.
Well,
I gave you obscure ones.
Hey, one more. Hey,
Oh, God.
Watch out for the meteor, Howard Cosell.
I don't know who is that. No, I probably do know who that is.
No,
if you
that's
just
fair. It's an
jog
age group
my memory.
difference.
Down goes Earth. Down goes Earth.
Who is? I probably know who it is.
He's a famous
Hello,
announcer.
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
This is Howard Cosell.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, he's dead.
Get hit by a meteor.
He already died, so he has nothing to say.
Okay,
Poor guy. Oh well,
Let's-
Lucille Ball said.
that was good. That was a gimme for you.
Oh man, what a failure.
This is such a failure.
No, this is fun.
All
Should
right.
we have?
So,
should we let Mark
how,
give it a try?
how about Elsie and Mark give it a shot?
Oh,
See what you got.
right.
Elsie, why don't you pitch Mark with some celebrities
All right.
or famous people?
Tom Hanks.
I'm very likable.
Don't hit me.
Yeah. It's Joe versus the meteor.
There it is.
Ah,
right.
Nice.
Meteorites coming at you, and Mr. Rogers, what would you do?
Ah, meteor, sit down. Won't you be my neighbor? I've never touched a child.
Oh,
He never did. Great documentary.
I
Check it
know.
out.
I know.
can't wait to see that.
Cried 3 times.
I know. Everyone cries.
All right, Cher. The meteorite's coming at you. What are you gonna do?
Oh, if I could turn back time,
Yes.
I wouldn't just have killed myself earlier.
There it is.
All right.
I'm enjoying the fact that every one of Mark's reactions have all started with some sort of
Sound effect.
Glottal,
sound effect,
yeah.
or some reaction, some scream.
Well, I can't do a voice, so I have to do some sound.
That's fine. Doesn't have to be an
It's
impression.
great.
All right, very,
Thanks.
very good. See, Mark just showed us how to do this.
No,
He
I
did.
feel like
That's what they do.
Danielle really killed it.
Yeah, well, she
Well,
built
the
on my
meteor's
great.
gonna kill all of us.
I know.
Okay, Elsie,
All right,
it's your turn.
one more time. Mark, can you pitch Elsie?
You got it. All right, Big L. There's a meteor coming at Chris Rock.
Fuck that.
Perfect.
All right. That could have been a lot of people, but
Yeah.
all right.
Wow, that is just history making right there.
Oh, that's so good.
Good
I
stuff.
enjoy that so much. I think that's it for the game.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna put Elsie and Mark and Danielle and myself all out of our misery.
Yeah.
So that is the game.
I feel like we could all chat.
Famous
We're
last
all-
words. That was a strange game, but I think there were moments.
There might have been moments.
Through the power of editing, you've only heard the good ones.
And
All
yes,
right.
those were the good ones.
So, based on the example of great comedy that was, I'd like to switch gears a little bit and start getting to know Mark. So, Mark Norman, you're a comedian,
Oh yeah.
according to Twitter,
Yes.
as you said. Let's back up a little bit. So, tell us a little bit about. I'd really love to know how you look at what you do. I know you are a comic or a comedian, but what is it you really actually are doing? Is this your job for as long as it can continue to be your job? And if so, what are you actually doing?
Yeah, hopefully. That's my favorite thing to do. It's really the only thing I care about, sadly. I'm kind of dead inside. And it's the only thing that motivates me and gives me some sort of fulfillment, which I think a lot of people lack. You got to have something that drives you, or else you'll just, watch TV all day. But yeah, you got to get out of the house. And I love comedy, and I hope to do it forever, but who knows? In this state we're in.
Do you? First thing that comes to me when I hear you talking and actually watch you talking, do you get a little bit of the Dennis Miller comparison from time to time?
Maybe once or twice, but not a lot.
I don't mean to compare you. I'm
No,
wondering
no.
if you hear that. So
No, I get a lot of Alan Alda.
okay.
Oh yeah, are you
yeah.
going to be in his biopic?
I would love to. Sure. I didn't know he had one.
He's still around, so
Yeah.
I hope for a while. I love
I
him.
hope for a while. Although I think he did just get diagnosed with Parkinson's
No.
or something.
Whoa. He's a
Something
cool
like
guy.
that.
I did
something like that.
I did a show with him once.
Did
and
you really?
Yeah, he had to play like an old racist bartender.
Okay.
So it's fun hearing him just yell out horrific slurs, in front of a group of people at a bar.
Was that on the Amy Schumer show?
No, that was Horace and Pete,
Oh.
which is Louis C.K.'s show. Pre, you know what?
Scandal.
Yeah.
Scandal.
Pre Me Too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, what kind of trajectory do you think you are on? What's been what I've found often in entertainment is that you see that bar above you, you say, God, I'd love to climb and grab that bar. And that's such an accomplishment. And you get there, you're excited about it. And then after a while, it feels a little bit like old news. And you're looking at the next bar. And occasionally, if you really think about it, you look like 12 bars down. You say, God, at the time, that bar down there was everything.
Oh, yeah.
And now here I am, and I still am looking up. So my question is, how far are you looking up? And as you look at all the bars that you've hit along the way, and I don't mean as in alcohol, but I mean as in moments in your professional life.
Yep.
What have been some of the ones that have meant the most to you?
Wow. Hey, good question there. You're right. It just keeps getting ratcheted up. When I remember being poor in Crown Heights and just going, I would just kill to be on TV once. Just get me on TV. And now I've been on TV a bunch, and I'm like, now you want certain things on TV. You want to have it your way. So it just keeps going. It's almost like sex. As a kid, you're like, if I touch a boob, I'll be satisfied forever. Just give me a boob. Then you touch a boob, and then, you want more. It just keeps going up. And a boob now is like, oh, I only got to touch a boob? That's
It's
not
old
enough.
news.
It's old news. I need a labia or a whatever, So it just keeps going up. But to me, the big things, I'm a big old-fashioned softie. I love the tradition of stand-up, American stand-up. I love the late night set, a Conan or a Tonight Show.
How long is that set, by the way?
5 minutes.
Okay.
And so I did my first Conan, which was my first late night set in 2013, and it was like changed my life. It went well. I was terrified. My butt cheeks were spasming on stage. That's how nervous I was. And so that's one of those things I've done, and I've done 9 since. So I've done 10 late night sets.
That's so
and I
cool.
still want more. I want to do 2 or 3 every year. And that's the goal. And I have a ceiling. I'm not one of these guys like, I got to be in a Madison Square Garden. I just want to be able to sell out a club every weekend, have fans.
But once you sell out the club, Mark, then you're going to want Madison Square Garden.
You might be right.
Are you?
But
Yeah.
I mean, as of
nothing
now,
wrong
that's
with
all
that.
I want.
I mean,
No,
amazing.
that's just all I want now. That's the goal now. Then if I ever get there, then we'll see what the next goal is. But I just want to be able to be a working professional comedian who has fans that when they put your name on the bill, people come see it.
Well, I was going to ask, would you consider yourself an actor at all?
No.
We were talking about improv a little bit earlier, and you were about to say, I think, well, I'm not an actor. So yeah, because sometimes that crossover I've seen can exist.
Sure.
But so no, that's not your jam.
No, I can't act. I'm a horrible actor. I can't get out of my own skin. I'm too aware that I'm acting.
Yeah,
and
that
I
makes
can't
sense.
do it. And that's what I like about stand-up. It's so truthful. It's so authentic. You're the same guy basically on and off stage,
Right.
just telling jokes you wrote.
Right.
So I can't act, but I would act like a Seinfeld or a Ray Romano, who also can't act.
Right.
But I would do it just to have more people come out to my stand-up shows.
That's awesome. I have a question.
By the way, I don't agree that Ray Romano can't act.
He actually got good.
He's
I shouldn't say that.
he got
was bad. He got
quite
great.
good. He was great on what was that show that was about a family?
Oh yeah.
Parenthood.
Parenthood, yes, Elsie.
Was he on that?
He had a recurring role on there.
Oh yeah, he
playing
did.
a boyfriend of one of the main characters, and he was actually pretty remarkable. Very
Yeah.
very subtle in his.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
He produced a reading I was in 10 years ago in LA.
What?
So, I love the guy.
I love him too. He's the nicest guy on the planet.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then maybe in, as he's gone through the business, his acting chops have sharpened.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's
Seinfeld. He's just playing
yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
And that's I could do that.
Same with like Larry David. It's
Larry
just like,
David,
hey,
yeah.
here we are. Here we are.
He's not doing Shakespeare.
Right.
Larry David's my hero.
Oh, well,
Number
Shakespeare?
one.
have you hung out with him?
No, I've never met. He's one of those guys I love, but I bet hanging out would be a bummer.
Yeah, I wonder.
Who are you saying?
Larry David.
Man, I would love to hang out with him
Yeah,
because
Mark,
I would feel
yeah.
so good about myself.
because he's so
Yeah,
negative.
he's so negative about himself.
Right.
But the man is so freaking brilliant.
Brilliant.
I think you guys would have nice.
We might
he
do
would.
okay.
maybe
We're both
like
cynical
like
pieces
have
of
a
garbage.
chamomile tea. You
Right,
know,
right.
not
I-
go out for drink.
I
Yeah.
wonder what it would be like though, because here's why. I remember. So I had a background part in Pink Panther movie with Steve Martin, and my scene, or the scene I was in, I should say, was deleted and then ended up on the DVD.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very interested in why. And the director, Sean Levy or Levy,
Mhm.
whatever his name is, he actually indicated that the reason it got cut wasn't because the scene wasn't great. It was actually a remarkable, cool scene. But he said that the scene was too absurd.
Mm.
And Inspector Clouseau is an absurd character. And comedy does not work as well when it's an absurd character in an absurd world. It needs to be an absurd character in a real world or a real
Contrast.
character in an absurd world, the contrast. So I wonder if you, Mark, with Larry David, would be an absurd person or I didn't mean to call you an absurd person.
With
What
two
I mean
comedic
is
people.
two comedic people who are both that same acidic wit,
Dry, neurotic.
and perhaps a Hasidic wit. But
Hey,
anyway,
I like it.
but I'm saying two acidic Hasidics.
There you go.
But what I'm saying is you would almost be outdoing each other and be like two negatives together or two
Right.
positives
I do
together.
wonder.
I wonder.
I hear you, but not to shit on your point, but he has Richard Lewis on a lot, and they're buddies on the show, and they're very similar, and they kind of work.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's almost everybody on the show is like that. The
Yeah.
only one that wasn't like that was the one playing his wife, I think.
Yeah,
Everybody
Cheryl.
else-
Oh, yeah,
she was
she's
a Caitlin
great.
Goyam.
She's great.
She's really good, really good.
So I'm interested in you mentioned something about, being able to talk from the gut or whatever, being able to really share your story on stage. And that's when I dabbled in stand up very mildly and for a short period of time. Although I enjoyed it, I found my shortcoming was that I found I didn't have a lot to talk about. So I was making stories up that weren't real. So I don't know that I was connecting authentically with the audience. And it's occurred to me, as is fairly common knowledge, that in all candor, so many comics are damaged people.
Oh yeah,
And that's part of why they have so much material. It's why they're willing to do whatever, and probably a lot of the defense mechanism that's resulted in their comedy. So do you look, all kidding aside, Mark, do you look at yourself that way, as comedy being a type of release, of therapy, of
Yeah, it's an outlet.
an
It's
an
outlet,
outlet,
or is this your widget?
I don't know what a widget is.
Is this merely the product you're producing with your talent?
Nah, I don't see it as therapeutic. I see it more as an outlet of like, I got these weird thoughts. I feel disconnected from the world. If I say these thoughts and they get a laugh, I feel connected.
That's great.
Wow,
So-
that's deep, dude.
Yeah, it's not even about
Great. I love it.
I need to say these things and my feelings out into a microphone and have the world love me. It's not even that. I got a lot of weird. I notice whenever I talk, you start fidgeting. Get in there, baby.
I'm so
Come on.
disinterested, man.
That's why I do stand up right there. That just was a glimpse of how insecure I
See,
am.
let me explain how the
He's taking
radio and
photos, he's got
podcast
the
show.
laptop open.
I throw out a question, you answer it, and then I do the rest of the producing of the show while you're answering.
I thought that was Elle. I thought
She's
she
not
was
doing
the
anything
producer.
over there, so I gotta. pick up
She's
the
not
slack.
the only producer.
Aha. I feel like you've taken an Oxycontin or some drug of a downer family.
No.
All right. Well, that statement proved
I'm
me
like,
wrong.
how many pills she got?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so yeah, I gotta tell jokes, and it's fun, and it's a great gig, and I feel like it's somewhat of a meritocracy. Oh,
A meritography?
good catch, meritocracy.
Meritocracy.
Yeah, if you're funny, you'll make it. If you're not funny, you won't. But there's obviously exceptions. There's a lot of shitty comics out there who are doing great,
Yeah.
but funny works, and we talk all day about this and that, and we lie to ourselves so much in our culture. That when you see a guy go on stage, or a girl, and say something funny that might be offensive or taboo, and it gets a laugh, I kind of go, all right, that's the truth.
It's resonating.
It's resonating.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Did you know Harrison Greenbaum? Do you know him?
I know him well.
So the reason that I know Mark Normand, not Raco, is because I used to produce a lot of stand-up comedy back in the day, and I had him on a lot of the shows. And Harrison Greenbaum was there, and I read a blog Harrison did. Shout out to Harrison if he's listening. But it was about a necktie. Did you ever read that?
No.
And it was the necktie theory in comedy.
Hit me.
Where everyone looks at a necktie and you know what it means. It can symbolize power, money, wealth, male, corporate
Formal.
America, formal, etc. You don't need to say anything. It's just, that's the image. In the same way, and I kid you not, I read that blog post and I had my best set I'd ever had the next week because
Wow.
I took it and I did it. I used to dabble in stand-up as well, Mark.
Yes.
Raco. But well, all of that to say, when a joke is like a necktie, it resonates with everyone without the extra words. It
Interesting.
speaks for itself. And you, Mark Normand, in your comedy, those thoughts that you have that come out that get the laugh is because there's a necktie theory of someone resonating and immediately understanding.
Fascinating.
Right.
And that's the jump from
Interesting.
yuck joke to connection,
Yes.
which is why you get booked for late night shows, which is why you're on a roll.
Oh, wow. That was great. Well
Wow,
said,
nicely
sister.
done. Did you guys arrange this in advance, or was?
Yeah, we had a
great.
coffee Skype
So,
session.
Mark, on that point, let me ask you: Are you able to tap into kind of the architecture of how you end up going from the thought of a joke to it actually being delivered on stage?
Yeah, I would love
for
to know
you
that.
personally.
Sure, it's kind of boring.
That's okay.
All right.
Think of it 5 minutes before you go on stage and you say it.
No,
Okay.
I wish. See, a lot of comics think they're that guy or
Yeah.
girl, and they're not, because writing, actually, Colin Quinn said this, writing, we all have to write, but writing kind of hurts your feelings in a weird way because you're basically saying, I'm not that funny off the cuff. I'm not that brilliant. I have to
Right.
write it down. So it's almost a weird kick to the ego. But you got to write. Everybody has to write. I don't care who you are. Robin Williams, or he'll just steal a joke. But whoever. But
Well,
look
he's
at
gone
this.
now,
He's
so.
gone.
That was the night of my Tinder date.
Also, Mark's pulling out some sort of well-creased, tattered notes
I
from
got
his pocket with
3 pages.
scribbles all over it.
3 pages of jokes here. One idea worked out of all this, and it gave me about 12 seconds of material time.
I believe that.
So I'm trying to build an hour. All this work, hours in my apartment, saying it over and over into a hairbrush in my underwear with a boner. And I got a thing on
Lots
transgender.
of mirrors in that.
Transgender, border, alcohol, and I got a joke about marriage to work, and it's killing, and it's in my act, and it's
Wow.
in the rotation, but that's how much it took to get one bit working.
Yeah.
So 2 things on that. One is I think it would be an incredible museum exhibit. The joke scribble pages of well-known comics.
George Carlin has one upstate.
There
Really?
you
Not
go.
far from your hometown.
That's
I'm just
wow.
letting you know.
George
Carlin's like
So clearly
filing
a good
cabinets.
idea.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I mean, many different comics, you could just see like all the ideas that didn't make it, or maybe, and like, here's a joke that, and then like you'd see that joke and then see like a video of them doing it.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was going to ask you on that is, do you recall a joke that you were like, this is going to be a winner? This one here, this is going to kill. And no matter what you did, you just couldn't get it to work. Do you remember one?
I have a million of those. I'll try to think of one. I mean, that's most of comedy.
Yeah.
say that's 90% of it. I had this joke I thought was so clever once about how adoption, my friend adopted a kid, and it was a crazy process, like waiting period, background checks, money. It's like it's tough to adopt a kid. And part of you goes, well, we can't just give you a child. That's crazy. You have to do all these checks, and you can't just give anyone a kid. You could be a psycho. But a psycho can have a kid, and that's completely fine. You know? So it's like, it's weird that we do all the, it's almost like saying,
Yep.
hey, we're not going to sell you a bomb, but feel free to make one. Feel free to get drunk and make a bomb on accident. And that's totally acceptable. And you go, great, but I can't buy a bomb. And that was the crux of the joke. And then I kind of did a whole immigration tangent with it. Like, this guy's dying to move here. He's going to pass a test. I grew up here, happened to be born here. I don't give a shit. I don't know who the 14th president was. He does. And he's trying to get in.
Yep.
It's the same thing. Like, and I was trying to connect the two, and it was too high concept, and nobody could get on board.
Do you think it was because, in all seriousness, people weren't identifying with this connecting to their lives?
Maybe, but
There's
I got a
one
million
terrorist
jokes.
guy in the back going, "Oh my God, you're killing me!"
Well, I got a million jokes that don't connect people's lives at work. So
Yeah.
it could have worked. I just got to tweak it and twist it, and I don't know.
Isn't it sometimes a rhythm thing? Like maybe take out a word, put in a word,
So
etc.
You could have a joke bombing, take out it's killing.
Yeah.
That's how crazy comedy is.
I found out it's the National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York. They have a whole George Carlin exhibit as well as a Lucy Desi Arnaz
Must go.
situation.
I think she's
Field
from
trip.
there.
Yeah, is she?
I think she's a Jamestown alum.
That is very neat.
Yeah. So comedy's the most flimsy thing. That's why so many people quit. And that's why there's only like 8 great stand-ups on the planet. You know,
Right.
You got like your Dave Chappelle's and your Louis C.K.'s and your Joan Rivers or whoever the fuck, Don Rickles. It's because it's so goddamn meticulous.
It's true. And you know what? Lewis Black used to be a mentor of mine. And it's
Oh, wow.
funny because I just know him from I used to bartend in this Midtown restaurant.
Yeah.
And he was part owner for a while. But when I was an actress even, he would tell me, give me some comedy advice. And one time he said that when you're formulating a joke and it's just like you said, I see these 3 pages that you have written out and you're getting 5, maybe a 5-second joke or whatever. He said that it's like as if you're pouring water in a glass and you have to compress the water. So it's like if you have a 5-minute set, that's the full glass. And then it's as if you whittle it down where you compress the water all the way down to the bottom where you have 1 drop.
Yeah.
And that original joke was the whole glass, now is 1 drop. So
Yes.
now you got to fill it up again.
That's interesting.
And
Sing
you
it,
got
sister.
to, and that's a Lewis Black original. That's how he does it. He's just whittling.
Yes, and that's
it's
why these skanks at the office go, hey, maybe I'll try stand-up. I'm the funny guy at the office. It's so insulting because I got 3 pages of bullshit here.
But does that mean that open mic shouldn't exist?
No, of course,
open mics are great.
Please go.
Yeah,
open
I love
mics.
that you called them skanks too.
I
That's
just
a
some
word from the
derogatory
90s.
term.
Comic skanks.
Yeah.
Do you
Or your aunt goes, you can use this as material. Shut up.
Oh,
You're
you
clueless.
don't know.
You're boring. Why would I waste my time on stage and talk about your shitty life?
have you read Steve Martin's autobiography?
Multiple times.
I learned a lot about comedy from that, honestly.
Yeah.
And speaking of him, you make me think. So when I did that background thing on the Pink Panther, I remember watching Steve Martin. I don't know if I talked about this on the show before. Maybe I did. I remember watching him planning out the physicality that he was going to be doing.
Yes.
And it was like an engineer
So cool.
blueprinting every millisecond and exactly the move. And, he's no spring chicken anymore. And he was so exact, and he was talking with the director, and it was this, and they're figuring out and that. And it was so, I didn't expect it to be so built.
Yeah.
And then when the cameras rolled, he just went whoop, 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 whoop. And he did it
so
it was improv in the moment. And it gave me a new respect for him. And it reminded me, I was interviewed a long time ago about doing theater. And I remember one of the things that I thought about, and this makes me think of that, is how a single joke, you talk about taking the word "the" out and it kills. a single joke, let's say in a theater production, or look at all of the comedy places that you've worked that joke out over many cities, many months until finally it connected with people. And the fact that joke that the audience experiences an involuntary emotional reaction to by laughing, it casually just comes out of them just so organically, has been strategically sculpted over
Of
time
course.
to achieve that result with many misses.
Many misses. It's all about failure. But you realize you
That's
have
it.
to get 200 people sitting in a room, to all do the same reaction at the same time, start and end
Yep.
for an hour. That's insane. That's a crazy notion, but it can be done.
That's a skill.
It's a skill.
And you can't practice that in your room alone.
You
You can
need
only
the
practice
audience.
it with the 200 people.
That's why it's so brutal. Even like, what do you call it? Heart surgery. You can get a cadaver in there with a fake heart and do it and practice. And that's a scary thing where you could kill somebody. But you can't fake an audience. You have to predict in your head over time, this will probably get a laugh, or you have to just fail enough to where you get trial and error and you know it works.
Well, the funny thing is for those who don't know how starting out in comedy works, in the beginning, you have to recruit all the people that you want to laugh
Bringers.
with bringers.
Oh, yeah, I never did that.
Or you
I
don't
did.
get to do the show, or you have to pay for the show. And so all the people in the beginning, or a good number of the people in the beginning that you're learning whether you're entertaining, are people that may already be magnetized to you in your sense of humor. Anyway, it's kind of a false positive.
Oh, completely.
in the
I never
beginning.
did that.
Yeah, once you tap
never
out
did.
your 13 friends, you're done.
You're
Oh,
done.
my
You got to go
God.
to the real world.
You're
Let
dead.
strangers
That's
laugh.
actually why I stopped doing comedy in the
Oh,
beginning, was
man.
because I didn't know enough people in the city to be able to do bringer shows.
Well, there you go.
I actually had to pay
Yeah, you got to
money
pay.
to them to perform one time, and the only reason I did it is because I had like 2 people show up, and
Yep.
I didn't want them to have shown up for nothing. So
Oh, wow.
that was such a bummer.
That's
Anyway,
Bringers and zingers.
Final
No?
question before we get to. I'm sorry.
No,
do you want to have a final
no,
question?
I love what
Are
you're
you
doing.
sure?
Yes.
Final question before we get to our final segment of the show, which is end of show food, is this: why do you do what you do?
I think I covered that. I just love it. It's fun. It's a challenge. I've been doing it 12 years and it's still super hard. And it's motivating. It's fun to figure out. And I'm so lazy that I need that failure and that heartbreak to get me to go back and try again. And nothing else has that.
It's the only way you feel real.
I feel whole. I feel complete. No, that sounds, what am I, in a rom-com? I feel like I accomplished something.
Okay.
If my boss goes, hey, finish the Penske report by 8:00, and I finish it, I don't give a shit. He gets the report. What do I get? I don't care. But if I get this joke working that no one else thought of, I feel good.
What were you doing before you were able to support yourself as a comic?
Everything. I was a furniture mover, a construction worker. I did temp. I was a janitor for years. So all that stuff.
If you could, for the rest of your life, just do stand-up shows and just go from city to city to city, would you do that?
Oh, yeah. I'm doing it now.
Sounds like that's your jam.
I'm aware it's my jam.
That's
I
so
moved to New
cool.
York for it. I got mugged 3 times the first year. Landlord died of AIDS. Got bed bugs. You name it. But I'm here.
Material, every time one of those things happens, you're like, bed bugs. That's like 2 months of material, baby.
There you go.
And then you whittle it down to 2 seconds.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like one bed
Yeah.
bug.
Yeah, exactly. Got
All
one
right.
bit out of it.
I would love to dig so much further with you, so much further, but we're getting low on time for this episode, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's going to be time for Elsie's favorite part of the show, and that's end of show food. We will be right
End
back.
of show food.
Voted the best program on the planet, this is Funny People Talking with Marc and Danielle. Of course, there were only 2 votes.
It is time for one of my very favorite parts of the show, and I know it's Elsie's favorite part of the show, and that is end of show food. That's right, end of show food. So that is a moment in which we all get to enjoy something that Elsie has brought to us to try.
Oh,
It
great.
can be an unusual food. It can be a difficult to find food. It can be a beverage. It can be a lot of things. So, all right. So, Elsie, what have you decided to share with all of us?
Toward me.
Oh, sorry. I
Really?
was trying to get it on the mic.
I would like to point out that Mark just
They don't really stink.
literally passed gas on the show. That is a first.
Toward me.
Sorry.
Well, it may not be a first. Audibly is a first.
Did you pick up on the phones?
Oh, I heard it. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Anyway,
I'm waving it away.
She's iPad waving.
Elsie, now that we're all in the mood for something to eat or drink, what do you got?
So today's end of show food is Reverend Nat's. It's called Sacrilege Sour Cherry Hot Cider.
Hot cider, huh?
Yeah.
Hot
So we have,
or
it's
hard?
not. It's hard.
Oh my god, this is fun.
So we're gonna have some of this.
Okay, I gotta find out what that thing.
We got to do a whole show on Els here. I got so many questions.
Well, fire. She's pouring. Why don't you give her some questions?
All right, well, let's see. Where the hell are you from? You got quite an accent there. Oh, thank you, milady.
All right, just wait till everyone gets some. We'll do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So where are you from?
Boston and Brooklyn.
B&B. All right, kids, husband.
No,
Aha.
I have a cat.
Now it's making sense.
His name is none of your business.
Oh, I like that. Good name.
Yeah, I asked about the cat once, and
Uh-huh.
it didn't go well.
Wow, look at this. Now this looks like some cheap rosé or cheap Zinfandel, but
It's
it's not.
sacrilege sour cherry.
Okay.
Sacrilege.
did you
It's
sour
called
cherry.
sacrilege.
Sacrilege sour
Ah,
cherry.
nice.
Did you just grab this last minute at the bodega, or is this something you're
No.
passionate about?
No,
She
I
plans
had
these
to-
things out, man.
All
I
right.
had to order this. They don't sell
you
this around
ordered
here.
it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't sell this around here.
All right.
All right,
How do you guys know each other?
She's our producer.
All right.
ready?
Okay.
I
5,
was saddled
4,
with
3,
her.
2,
Oh,
1.
wait, he doesn't know what to do.
Drink it.
So
You drink
No, we have to talk. Wait a minute.
Come on.
Are you? We have to
Drink
explain
it,
the
then
rules.
talk about it.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
I'm getting many Robitussin notes on the nose.
Robitussin. It does.
Yeah.
It has kind of a Robitussin meets very, very cheap Chardonnay kind of. All right.
Nastarovia.
Nostrovia.
Nostradamus.
Notre Dame.
Now the nose is much stronger than the actual taste.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's kind of like Kool-Aid with a thimbleful of wine cooler in it.
If I was at a bar hanging out with friends
And some chicken
and
fingers.
distracted, I would like this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But because it's the main course,
Yeah,
it's too
it's
much
rough.
like Robitussin.
Yeah. And you know what?
But I love a
Is it
good
'cause
cherry.
it's sour.
Yeah.
I
I
think-
like sour though.
I think this would be the kind of thing that leads to a night of a lot of vomiting.
Okay.
I was sober 12 years and I just broke it.
No, you
for
did
this.
not.
Are you,
So I'm
Are
gonna
you
kill
kidding?
myself. No, I'm kidding. But
I was really hoping you had more, self-control than that. So
yeah, no, it tastes like somebody dropped a battery in a Snapple.
that is perfect.
Well, let me tell you what's in it.
Okay.
Please.
And then
All
we'll
right.
rate it.
So
Okay.
it has Granny Smith apples, which
Okay.
is sour,
Okay.
and then it has sour cherry,
Okay.
which is sour, and then it's fermented in English ale yeast,
Yikes.
Which
And
is
that's it.
yeasty.
and that's it.
All right.
But it's inspired by Turkey and Russia and Poland and Hungary, which is the sour Nastarovia,
I
the
like
sour cherry. I tied that together.
I like the label. It kind of looks like it's generic and sold in like an old pharmacy or something.
Yeah.
It does look like medicine. It looks like it's medicine. is what it
Yeah.
looks like. All right. So the way that we do this on this show, Mark, is whatever our end of show food is or drink is we indicate how many chickens out of whatever scale you would like to use. So it could be out of 1,000 chickens, but you give how many chickens this is on your rating scale.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with Danielle. Danielle, how many chickens do you give this sour cherry cider?
I'm gonna give it 0.1 out of 1 chicken. So maybe just
One chicken.
maybe just the gobble.
Okay.
So 1
Very
out of
good.
100.
0.1.
Yeah, 1 out of 100. We could multiply down or up.
Okay.
And Elsie, how many chickens are you going to give this?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
That-
but how many chickens?
Yeah, that is so avoiding
all
the
right,
rating system.
I would drink it again. I'd say 7,
Out of
10.
7 chickens out of 10 chickens. Okay.
Mark, how many chickens are you going to give this, my friend?
Well, it tastes like a chicken died in the bottle. So,
With the
Battery in hand.
yes, yeah, I got a hint of, I don't know, chicken, like a uterine lining. So I'd go,
So a high rating then.
well, I would never buy this in my life. I'm not a cider guy.
Gotcha.
But-
See, I love a good cider.
I feel like you're going to either drink or don't drink. Cider's weirdly in the middle of booze and not booze. It's like
Yeah.
juice meets
Interesting.
booze.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
juice.
It's basically juice that's been sitting around for a
Yes, it's fermented juice. So I'm
That
going to
is-
give it a big 1 cluck out of 10.
while. Okay, 1 cluck out
Wow.
of 10. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 10. Although I appreciate the experience, I am underwhelmed by the experience. Personally,
Politely put.
it's like flat. It's like
I'm
it's like
glad I
flat
tried it.
soda.
I'm
glad
going
I
to drink
tried it, too.
more, though, because I need alcohol
Yes.
right now.
There
All
you
right.
go.
So, and Mark, how can people connect with the things that you're doing and the projects you have coming up?
Yeah, find me on Twitter
Yeah.
at Mark Norm. I'm on Instagram.
That's
at Mark
big
Norm.
for comedians' Twitter, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah, we'd throw out some ideas and hopefully you get some feedback. Maybe let you know if you have to fail with it on stage or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
MarkNormanComedy.com for dates, and I have a podcast called Tuesdays with Stories.
I get
That's
jokes.
Thank you. So yeah, me and a friend do it together, and we both do the road. And on a Monday we come back, talk about the fist fight, the heckle, the lady you had sex with, the time
Yeah.
you got drunk, the food you ate, the city you saw, and we talk about it. It comes out on Tuesday.
I love that.
That's great. And what
Well,
about your Instagram?
At Mark Normand.
The full name.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
got the full
ha-ha.
name. Some real estate cunt got my marknormand.com.
Oh, so
Damn
you
it.
got to go Mark Norman
Like he needs his
Comedy.
actual name. What
I
difference does it
know.
make?
You should give him a call.
I did. He wanted a grand. So I said,
Really?
blow me.
What city's he in?
Atlanta.
You ever come through Atlanta?
All the time.
Why don't you offer him a
comp to your show.
No. Offer to do a stand-up show for his clients or his office in return for him releasing that Instagram name.
I think he would go, I don't give a shit about your act.
You got to let us know.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no, you might be right, but that's where
Who
my
knows?
brain goes.
All right. Mark Normand, congratulations, all kidding aside, on the success
Thank you,
and
sir.
the trajectory and the many rungs of the ladder that you've already climbed and the ones that are ahead of you that could be pretty exciting.
Mazel tov. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks for
Come back
coming.
anytime. That's it for this episode of Funny People Talking, everybody. It's been a blast. We survived our try of a new game and his sour cherry cider, but we had a wonderful journey getting to know Mark Normand.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. That's it. Until next time, for Danielle Beckmann
Farewell.
and Elsie,
Big L.
I'm Marc Raco. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We'll see you next time, and stay funny.
That's it? That's the end of the show? Boy, oh boy, what a crock. This was Funny People Talking. This has been Funny People Talking, a production of Mouth Media Network, copyright 2019. No portion of the content may be reproduced or published without the strict written permission of the producers. Connect with our show at Mouth Media Network or at our website, funnypeopletalking.com. I'm your announcer, Peter Coleman. Thanks for listening.